everyone, and welcome to another episode of Health and Wellness. My name is Tristan Richards, and I will be giving you some tips and tricks on how to keep that beautiful smile. I'm going to demonstrate how to brush properly. I think this is something that most persons take for granted, that I've been brushing all my life, so I know how to do it. And oftentimes you find that we're making grave errors that either causes us to leave a lot of buildup and plaque and bacteria on our teeth, or we're just brushing way too hard that we're damaging our teeth structures. So let's go through it. The first thing to brushing properly is your material, or your materials rather. You need a soft bristle toothbrush. Now I know us Caribbean people, we love the hard, rough toothbrush. If it's not hard, we're not buying it. But a soft toothbrush is best because this helps to reduce the amount of wearing on our enamel and gums. So we have our soft toothbrush, check. Another thing to remember when you're getting your toothbrush, a narrow-headed toothbrush is what is best, because a narrow-headed toothbrush allows us to go all the way to the back of our mouth. Now let's get straight into the brushing. See, I have my little visual aid here, let's call him Mr. John. Mr. John has had a rough life. He actually has periodontal disease, which is something that I may speak to you about in future. But let's jump right into it. What I always tell my patients when it comes to proper brushing is to start from the back and work your way around to the front. So from back to front. Another important thing to note is that you won't put everyone together and brush them. No, you want to separate the arches, and then you brush the upper, and then you brush the lower. Another thing, you have to angle your toothbrush. Okay, angled. By right, it should be angled as 95 degrees, but hey, who's gonna measure that? No one. So the key idea is you don't want to have it straight onto the teeth. You want it angled so that it is able to get just around the gum line of the tooth. So let's go through it. Starting from the last tooth in your mouth. So if it's a wisdom tooth, the last one there, you want to start from that tooth. Angled, soft toothbrush. You want to do a gentle circular motion. Now, of course, you're going to be going faster than what I'm demonstrating here. But the key idea is that you stay in the area for a few seconds before you progress. So if this is me brushing, yes, I'm going fast. I'm angled. However, I'm staying in the area for a few seconds as I work my way around. All right. After you've brushed there, you want to brush on the inside of the teeth. Similarly, you want to angle your toothbrush, start from the last tooth in the back, work your way around to the front. Now, the only area of your mouth that you scrub is your bite surfaces, okay? That's the only area of the teeth that I recommend anyways, that you brush back and forth. So once that is true, for the only other area of the mouth that you brush differently as well is on the inside. A lot of persons don't know that. On the inside of your teeth, or as we call the palatal area, you want to brush outwards. Okay? Starting from canine, or your first premolar. Your canine is the sharp tooth. Starting from the canine to canine, you want to brush out like that. And hope you're seeing very well. All right. And then we move to the bottom. Same thing like what we did at the top. Angled, starting from the last tooth, working our way around to the front. Last tooth, work our way around to the front. On the inside, angled, same way to the front. However, once we're on the inside, now here is where we get most of our buildup. So it's very important that we're brushing this area properly. And part of the reason why we get buildup so much in that area as opposed to others is because our salivary glands are just located right below our tongue. So it's easier for us to get buildup in that area. So you want to, similarly, like what you did for the top, starting from canine to canine. See that? Of course. You could also do this, but I undoubtedly recommend that you brush like that. All right, and that should do it. Now, to wrap it up, of course, always remember to brush your tongue. This is very important. Not brushing your tongue can lead to bad breath or just a host of smelly bacteria in your mouth, and we don't want that. And another thing that I recommend is that you do a tongue check. Now, a tongue check is where you rub your tongue over your teeth after you've brushed them to ensure that you've brushed all the areas in your mouth. Because sometimes we brush, and let's be real, we didn't do it so properly. To ensure that we've covered all the surfaces in your mouth and then we've cleansed them thoroughly, you want to do a tongue check and on all of our teeth. Now, if we've done that and we feel an area that is still a little rough, you feel like, yeah, there's still something there, you'll go back and brush it. And if you follow these wonderful steps, I guarantee you that you will have a really good oral health. So thank you again for joining us for another health and wellness. I will see you next week when I will give you some more tips and advice on how to brush and keep that wonderful smile.